Unfortunately, intransigence is a word that describes another conflict that escalated as the year progressed. Yugoslavia is a federation of 6 republics and 2 provinces forced out of the last World War. Macedonia, Kosovo, Serbia, whose population forms the largest ethnic group within the nation, Montenegro, Rachadina, Karasa, which sided with Hitler during the war, leading to a lot of the present enmities. Bosnia-Herzegovina, and Slovenia, the other state that has been seeking its independence. As the months went on, each of the groups involved in the conflict became more entrenched in its position and less trustful of the other side. The fighting devastated huge areas of Croatia, scene of the most bitter engagements. Even internationally organized relief convoys came under attack frequently. A way had to be found to break the vicious cycle if all-out civil war was to be avoided. Lord Cannington was given the task of finding a compromise between Franjo Tuđman, the Croatian leader, and his Serbian counterpart, Slobodan Milosevic. On the side of the Serbians has been the Federal Army. Despite numerous ceasefires being arranged, the end result was always the same. The Croatian town of Bukova suffered constant bombardment for several weeks. When the fighting finally stopped, people who had been forced to live in appalling conditions, mostly underground, were able to gather what few belongings they had left and leave. That is, except men between the ages of 16 and 60. No building was left undamaged, and more than a few were no more than shells. It took the Federal Army's attack on the architecturally magnificent Crystal City of Dubrovnik to prompt a larger international response to what was really going on in Yugoslavia. There was a strange ambivalence in many nations, the feeling that others should not interfere in Yugoslavia's internal affairs. A group of ceasefire observers got caught up in the Dubrovnik siege. The Federal Navy was blockading the port and for a time refusing to allow any ships, even those with humanitarian aid, to land at the Croatian city. For a time, it seemed, the world would witness another total destruction. Eventually, a ferry was allowed into the port. While Croatia and Slovenia sought their independence, Serbia fought on to impose a continued federation, and so the misery of its people continued.